Back when our video before we to it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Take out the search box. Follow my other channels. Hit the like button because we are on the road to 100K. With all that being said, make sure you hit that like button, man. Let's get to it.
A rapper from San Antonio, Texas, named BTB Savage, killed someone and dissed him on social media. Then, just hours after the post, he was shot and killed in revenge. He made headlines last week for telling DJ Vlad how the shooting went down. And now, he's in the spotlight after tragically losing his own life. So today, we're breaking down exactly what happened in this wild story. Let's get right into it. On March 30th, headlines in Houston broke that a man had been shot to death in his vehicle around 6 p.m. Before anyone knew that BTB Savage was the victim, the cops had already figured out that it was a targeted shooting because of how many bullet shells they found at the scene. According to reports, Savage was in his white Mercedes in a good part of town called River Oaks, and the whip was filled with bullet holes. Two shooters pulled up and boxed him in. Then they started letting off shots. It's not clear how many times Savage was hit or if he even shot back, but by the time help arrived at the scene, it was already too late. Savage getting gunned down in the middle of a nice neighborhood like that was shocking. But then the story got even crazier. Come to find out, a few hours before he was murdered, BTB Savage posted a couple of selfies on Twitter standing in a pool of dry blood. And just a warning, the images are pretty graphic. Savage was trolling a dude who was killed in his apartment a couple of months ago. And last week, he went on Vlad TV to air out how everything happened. According to Savage, a local rapper had been trying to get a feature from him for a while. They ain't really know each other, but they'd run into each other at shows and around town sometimes. One night, a couple months ago, the dude got in touch with Savage and he finally agreed to do a feature. And later that night, the other rapper pulled up to his apartment with a car full of dudes. The rapper came into Savage's apartment with a 34-year-old named Omar Richardson. Savage said he felt kind of weird because both of them was looking around the spot when they walked in. But then Richardson flashed some bread and Savage thought it was all good. The dudes came in with a box full of studio equipment so they could set up and record. But then the other rapper said he was missing a few things and Omar told him to go back to the whip and grab what he needed. Savage thought something was off, so he locked the door when the rapper went outside. And that's when everything went left. Omar started asking Savage about his jewelry and who he got his pieces from. And when Savage reached down to show his chain, Omar upped his strap and told Savage to hand everything over. At first, Savage told him he wasn't giving it up. But after Omar said he'd shoot him and his girl too, Savage started taking the chains off. When Omar first pulled out the gun, Savage was too far away to make a move. But when Omar reached to grab Savage's chain, he saw an opportunity and moved quick. Savage wrapped Omar up in his arms and fell to the ground, and they started wrestling. Omar's gun fell out of his hand, and Savage had his arms wrapped up. And that's when Savage yelled for his girl to come shoot him. She came in and popped him in the back twice, but that ain't slow him down. Omar managed to get his hand on one of his guns and let 3 shots off at Savage's girl. But luckily, every shot missed, and Savage got him back under control. He told Omar his son was in there and he just needed to leave. But instead of ducking out and getting himself to the hospital, Omar told Savage he was gonna kill him and kept fighting. Omar yelled at his homies to shoot through the door, and they let off 2 shots and missed everyone. Savage told his girl to shoot back, but then 20 more shots flew into the apartment from the front door. When they stopped shooting, Savage's girl popped back at him with 2 shots, and that's when Omar's homies left him to die. Savage and Omar kept fighting while Savage's girl tried to get a clean shot on him. She fired again, but the bullet hit Savage right in his elbow and shattered it. His bone was poking through the skin, and he couldn't even hold his arm up. But he got his body out of the way, and his girl shot Omar one more time in the torso. Savage tried to get him to leave again, but Omar said he wasn't going without getting something. He was
if we go through this whole altercation, yo, Gurdon already popped me 3 times. The homies done popped in here about 30 times. What you mean leave, bro? It's over. Like, I gotta fight to the end now. Like, you already hit me 3 times. Even though, hey, you should be lucky enough to still get up out of there. But, bro, in the midst of that, that's crazy. And then for him to go taunt with that photo, you didn't even do it. Your girl did it. So what is you bragging about? That's like super dumb to me, bro. And plus, even if you did do it, why is you bragging about that anyway on social media, bro? Like, you should be lucky and thankful that you survived that whole altercation. Cause the way it sound like a crazy story. If it really went down like all that, that's crazy, bro. That's really crazy. And you survived it, and you gonna brag about it?
Crawling on the floor with a gun in his hand right next to Savage's son's room, and that's when Savage jumped on him. He put his finger over Omar's and let off all the rounds left in the magazine. When Omar realized he was out of ammo, he started telling Savage he had kids too and asked him not to let him die. But Savage had no sympathy for him and said, "I hope you die." Savage and his girl went in to grab his son. Then Savage went back out to make sure everything was clear before they left. Omar crawled to the front door and grabbed Savage's foot when he walked by and begged him to take him to the hospital. Savage told him,
"Your ass about to fry right here, and if they come save you, then they come save you. If not, then your ass toasted."
After that, Savage called his homie and was rushed to the hospital. He passed out in the car, and when he woke up in the hospital bed, the cops were waiting there to talk with him. After Savage and his girl explained the situation, the cops classified it as self-defense, and neither of them were charged. Omar died at the scene, and Savage told the cops he was happy about it. In his interview with Vlad, he admitted,
"That shit gave me bad PTSD for sure."
But Omar put his son's life in danger, so Savage had no choice. It was a crazy situation, and the Vlad TV interview immediately blew up, hitting almost 2 million views in less than a week. And Savage's ops obviously wasn't happy about it. Vlad asked Savage,
I mean, are you at all concerned that his people are gonna try to come back?
Yeah, they for sure might do what they do, but I'm gonna get active. That's all.
They wrong too. Like, bro, y'all left y'all homie, bro. Y'all left y'all homie. Y'all got off 20 times, but bro, y'all left him in there, bro. But he was dumb for trying to do that. It was like, bro. All right, like I said, the story. If they brung in some studio equipment to set up, one, y'all DNA is all over that, so that was dumb. And then two, what did you think? Like, so the plan was to y'all gonna go in here, act like, all right, we finna set up whatever. Hey, bro, I left something in the car. The homie, he gonna leave out. He gonna go start the car up. He gonna be sitting in the car waiting for you to come out with his jury out. Like, that was the plan. Like, bro, if y'all supposed to did that together, if y'all came in together, y'all should have did it together and then got up out of there. That was dumb.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it ain't take long for the get back, and some people are blaming the interview for his tragic death. Benzino's been on Vlad TV before, but after the news broke about Savage's death, he tweeted, "I ain't never going on that shit again. The culture is already killing each other at such a high rate that we don't need instigators by an outsider." Plus, Savage's ops clowned him over the interview after he died, which led to more people blaming Vlad. Even though the interview put the situation in the spotlight, at the end of the day, Savage already had real beef in the streets with whoever killed him. And that beef still would have existed even if he never told Vlad about Omar's death. Savage had already moved out of the apartment where Omar died, but he went back just to take a picture in his blood and flex on his ops. Him and his girl had every right to defend themselves that night Omar tried to rob him. But dissing people's dead homies on the internet like that will always put a bigger target on your back. It's just an all-around tragedy. And the rap game has lost another talented artist too soon. BTB Savage never hit the mainstream, but he was working hard the last few years and definitely could have made a name for himself in the industry, especially with the extra exposure from his Vlad TV interview. Savage ain't come up like most rappers. He actually joined the army and was stationed in South Korea, and that's where he went to a trade school and learned how to code. According to reports, he got caught up in a massive fraud scheme that was allegedly over $1 million. And that's when he got kicked out of Korea and decided to hop in the booth. He tragically left behind a 4-year-old son who will have to grow up without his dad around. And Savage said that his son was the only thing that kept him going. BTB Savage was hustling hard to make it in the industry and provide for his family, but the streets caught up to him before he could hit the mainstream. Rest in peace to BTB Savage.
That's crazy, man. That's tell you right there. All money ain't good money, or whatever you was getting, whatever you was doing that feature for, it wasn't worth it, bro. Like, sometimes you gotta just, send me what you got. I'm gonna add my verse to it, and I'm gonna send it back. Cause sometimes linking up with people, that's crazy though. But you shouldn't have been bragging too though. But condolences to the people that was lost in this video, man.